What are you pulling your face at, mate? Seriously. What? What's wrong with this? It's not my fault. Technically, it's Greenhouse's fault. Can't get hold of him at the minute for love nor money. It's doing my nutting. Do you know, this week's been the busiest week of both our careers. We had 4 top-end job offers come our way. 4, right? I had to make the executive decision myself, and I think I've made the right decision. But then I couldn't get hold of Greeno again to organise any transport, so I thought, hey, if I can't get a plane to Spain, why not get the train? Eh? Over the Alps. Oh, it's bloody awful out there, but it's nice in here. Chill out. Have your coffee, have a kip. This is going to be the biggest step in our career, and I cannot wait to get there. You're taking a mickey. Speaking of devil, all week, all that business, and now he's ringing me. Hello, Greeno. Nice to finally talk to you and see you.
Hello, mate. I just wanted to congratulate you on the move.
Oh, thanks. I mean, to be honest, mate, it's the biggest step in my career, and we're going to be on 4 times as much money as we were at Genoa.
4 times more wages than Genoa, you say? Wow, good. Good for you. I do have one quick question for you, though. Am I still your agent?
Of course you are. You're the best agent in the world, mate.
Oh, I am. Oh, that's good. Well, as your agent, I'm going to advise you to take a nice, big step backwards and literally your own face! I'm here in London talking to Todd Bowley, the biggest idiot in football, and he's offering twice as much as what you're getting. I handle the contracts, not you, you mank prick. You've cost us both tens of millions of pounds. I should sue you for breach of contract. I'll tell you, if you pull anything like this again, I'm going to go scorch earth, There will be nowhere you can run. I will burn your world to the ground, and after I would take that giant potato you call a head, I'll rip it off and I will skull you into the ground!
You ring it in back. Cheeky git. He's just hung up on me. He's hung up on me. I had to make the choice. I tell you what, mate, he has never spoke to me like that, even when he's been really angry. We should. All we've done for him, I shouldn't be putting up with this. Neither of us should we? No, I know you agree. You freaking hate him. We might have some thinking to do. Bloody hell. Hello and welcome to episode 18 of The Road to Anywhere. Mine and your Journeyman adventure as always. Thanks for joining me. Make sure you do all the good stuff. You know what it is by now. And as you can see, and maybe you got the hints on the train over here, we're now the manager of Atletico Madrid, and I can't lie, I am super excited about this for many reasons. It's going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy this immensely. But there was a bit of a path there, and I did technically have 4 jobs to go for, and it wasn't as smooth and plain sailing as I thought it might be. I wasn't favourite for any jobs, but I've never been in the past. Once I put my name in the hat though, things happened. So, AC Milan, great club. I did a rebuild with them a few years ago. Loved them growing up in the 80s. Marco van Basten, Ruud Gullit, great players. But I didn't want to stay in Italy. It'd be disrespectful to Genoa, wouldn't it? And the fans couldn't do that. Chelsea, I like the idea of Chelsea. But the whole reason I started this series 5 years ago was I play in England all the time. Before I came on YouTube, I'd say 75% of my content is based in England. And it was all about the Journeyman being a series for me to go out into that world, learn about different leagues, learn about different football, do things I've never done before. So I've always avoided England. I've sometimes had rules in place where I wasn't allowed to go to England. But if that was a job I got, I'd have gone. But I decided to apply for Atletico Madrid first. Now, Patrick Vieira was the favourite for the job. I applied, they accepted. The fans were very happy, apparently. But then I didn't hear anything for what felt like a week. It felt like ages. But then the Monaco job came up out of nowhere. I missed it. I didn't see it. It must have been really, really quick because they gave it to Patrick Vieira. Now, Patrick Vieira was the manager of Portugal. So as soon as he went to Monaco, he was out of the Atletico job running, which I'd applied for. But then Portuguese Football Association came to me to offer me Patrick Vieira's job. Now, international management is something I've done in the past on the Road to Anywhere series, but one of the only international jobs I've had is Portugal, so I didn't want to do this, so I said no. Now, of course, I applied for the Atletico job, and the general board were disappointed with me. They weren't going to sack me because obviously this went on now for another month, this whole process, it felt like. But I only had a year left on my contract, a contract that was about 12 grand a week, so the compensation fee would be very small, but time kept going on, and I'm thinking, what's happening? This ain't going to work out. Chelsea actually came to me. Not like Atletico Madrid where I applied. Chelsea came to me, and I'm thinking, I'm not hearing anything off Atletico Madrid. It's taking ages. Went for the interview. It went really well. They were really, it felt like this job is mine. So I'm sat back thinking, right, I'm going to Chelsea. And then all of a sudden, on the same day, as you can see here, Milan offered me an interview, which I declined. And Atletico offered me an interview. So I took that interview. But I'd already done the Chelsea one first. So I'm thinking, Chelsea are going to come to me. Because, you know, time-wise, that was it a couple of days ago. But Chelsea never turned up. Whatever Greeno was doing over there with Todd Bowley in London was taking them forever. So I took matters into my own hands. And Atletico basically were the first club out of both of them to say, here you go, here's a job, here's a contract, do you want it? So I took it. And here we are in Madrid, Spain. Now this club is great. Massive, massive club. To me, the third biggest club in Spain. And it's always a challenge, I think, to go to Spain and try and topple Barcelona and Real Madrid. And as you can see, ever since this series started, they've not won a title. They've won 11 in the past. They've got 3 Europa Leagues, a Cup Winners' Cup, a couple of Super Cups. Great history, but nothing compared to Barcelona or Real Madrid. And what I want to achieve, my main aim with this club is to get them that Champions League trophy. Let's get them one. I'll try our best to get them one. So, of course, I'm now the manager, the head coach of Atletico Madrid, and I'm absolutely buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. I can't lie, I'm really excited about this. We've got a big stadium, superb facilities. It's all good. We're in Madrid, which is an absolutely lovely place. But it's a weird club in a way because they had some debt, but they had money available. And I looked at the squad and I thought, it's a lot of 5 or 6 old guys I'm going to get rid of. A few other guys I don't like. I'm going to try and generate as much cash as possible in the B team and the U team. Anyone who's average or decent, I'm putting them up for sale. I put a lot of guys in the B team as well, and then just sold as many. If no one was interested, I kept knocking the price down, knocking the price down, knocking the price down. And I actually managed to spend 90 million, and I'm very excited because 1.6 million of that is probably the best 1.6 million I've ever spent. I've not made all my signings. I've not even signed that wonderful player for 1.6 million yet. Now you can see the transfers out, there are more, but I put them all in the B team and then shipped them off. So they're on the B team's transfer list. So you know what? I've signed some decent lads. I'm not going to lie. I've signed Jesus from Getafe, who got relegated, 20 going up to 31. Young centre back. I've signed Andreas Soriano, great left back, top player. Faith, I'm not going to try and say his name, hard-working central midfielder. This kid's pretty good. He's a wonder kid. Can play as a striker, and he does. Can play behind the striker. And then another lad here from Dynamo, defender, defensive midfielder. He's a wonder kid as well. I'd pick this lad up, Luis Silva. Now, I won't lie, he can play in the wide positions. He's a striker as well. Great pace, great technique. He's got great finishing. You'll see him later, but he does get quite a few injuries. But he's here on £210 a week with a minimum free release clause of 1.6 million, and he's a wonder kid. And he's worth about 50 million once he comes to Spain. Absolutely brilliant, honestly. Now I've gone back on the main club's transfer page. Them ins are nothing to do with me. But you can see here, look, a load of guys out. I mean, some of them you might know, older players. Even if I got peanuts for him, I just wanted them off the wage bill. I wanted to just try and generate as much money as I can. And then if we go to Atletico B, you'll see more players who are dumped down there and got rid of. Got some good prices-ish for a few of them. And then again, look, because obviously sometimes you start selling or buying players and it's on one list, classing as last season, and then it gets to a certain point and it changes over, doesn't it? Again, look, whatever I could get for you. Like, a player might have been worth 3 million, no one's interested, right? Stick his value at 1 million, just keep going. Now the staff was shit, and in my contracts negotiations I said obviously I want to strip it back, and I completely strip it back. I keep my director of football because he's a regen and he's awesome. Now I do improve this scouting team even more, but I've gone right into it properly this time. I'm not just going out there getting the best scouts. What I decided to do was, because I could have so many scouts, and you can see right now I've only got 7, is initially I got I went in all the countries, the major countries, and got the best scout I could from each country. Argentina, Brazil, Germany, France. And that was what I was planning on doing. And then with the spare spaces, I just fleshed them out with top-end scouts, no matter where they were from. And that's what I do. I got an Atletico legend as my new assistant manager. I got Dave. It is my goalkeeping coach. I brought this legend with me from Genoa to teach me strikers, and I've got a few more. So you can see right now the money ain't great, but you can see I've still got enough to spend. And look at the wage wiggle room. Like, they've got no money in the bank, but they gave me money. Obviously I didn't get everything I brought in transfer wise, but you get money from La Liga, you're going to get Champions League money, but this club hemorrhages money a lot, and there's probably a reason for that. It's Hendrik, who's 31 years old, and on 700 grand a week, it's like, was it 30 or 35, 36 million a year, something crazy like that. And after a month, he's one of my top end guys, one of my role models in the squad. He comes to me saying he wants a new contract to reflect his true ability. He wants like 800 grand a week. I say no, I want you to have a pay cut. He gets pissed off. And it kind of coincides with us then going a bit of a bad run-ish, or not being as good as we were at the start of the season. He's fantastic. He's going to score me a ton of goals, but it's one of them where at the end of the year, what do I do? Not only was I bringing WONDERKIDS in, I was going to bring more WONDERKIDS in. I inherited 3 or 4 WONDERKIDS. Now it fluctuates as the season goes on. Somebody who was a WONDERKID doesn't become a WONDERKID, even though they're still the right age, and I've got other players who become WONDERKIDs, blah blah blah. I don't look into that too much. It's a good indicator to how good they are. And then on the 1st of April, when you get the next gen 50 list, I raid that as well and sign about 5 for next season. So I just want to keep building high-end, quality, a young squad with young players. Over the next few years, we can be good, hopefully compete and get stronger and better and better. So we are predicted to be 3rd, which is fair enough. Totally expect that. But it's a great league, man. I've had fun with it here in the past. The Super Cup now in Spain is very different. It's been like this for a couple of years. Only play it abroad in Dubai and places like that. So there's 4 teams going to it. So around January time, we're going to be in the semi-final against Real Madrid, who are also my first game of the season. Pretty good one. Talking of games, there's a game during this year which I'll share with you later, which is possibly the greatest result I've ever had. It blew my mind. Trying to do save points so we can jump in. I can show you my progression throughout the year. I was just having so much fun, and probably because I'm off work and I'm getting to play in huge chunks more than I normally would instead of little sections. I was so into it. I forgot. So we'll have a look at the squad when we jump forward. I brought in 3 other players, as you can see, throughout August. One was Mateo Torres, again a WONDERKID, young centre half, absolutely fantastic. Walter Borgs, who's a left winger. These are both from the same team. So what I've done is, right, or what I do quite often, is I go through national teams, and I'll start at like Albania, and then I arrange a squad by age, and anyone 23 or under, scout them, and I just go through every single country. And I did the same in South America, yada yada yada. And these 2 kids, Walter Borgs and the other lad, were in the Uruguay national team. He's not played for him yet, but he was. WONDERKID, absolutely brilliant. Minimum fee of 3.6 million, but this one's my favourite. Luis Silva. The lad I showed you was on £210 a week, £1.6 million minimum fee. WONDERKID, perfectionist, brilliant. I feel like I've stolen him. 7 goals for 7 games for his country. Now you've probably noticed, look at the top of the screen where we are in the league, but we'll see about that in a minute. Now, I've got to mention Dylan Breckler. Do you remember Dylan Breckler? I signed him at Basel. Got him from a lower team in Switzerland. He was a WONDERKID centre half. He was brilliant. As soon as I left, they sold him to Atletico Madrid, where he's been ever since. What a player. So reunited. I'm still one of his favourite staff, so that's always helpful because he's one of the big boys. Of course, we've got Hendrik. Great player, but wow, his wages. He's annoying. I think he's kind of stopped moaning about it now. Jose Maria Nunez, obviously here, goalkeeper. WONDERKID. I inherited a WONDERKID goalkeeper. Can't complain with that. He's the lad I bought the left back, Serrano, good player. Alan Kabayev, right? He's 28, great age, can play as a right winger, he does, can play up front. He had a year left on his contract and he had a lot of interest, didn't want to sign, but when no one came in for him, he changed his mind. I didn't want to lose him, I think he's a fantastic player. Santiago Lobo, I love him, look how mean he looks. 30 years old, Argentinian machine in the middle of the park. Obviously Luis Silva, great little player. Jose Luis Rodriguez, inherited him. He's a left winger. He started the season great and then got an injury. Antone Askman, my Swedish defensive midfielder, again, fantastic player. Really, really good player. Gabriel is like he can play in the centre and mainly plays behind the striker, a Brazilian, 30. So they've got ages, some of these, and big wages as well. Things I might have to look at. A lot of wages as well I have changed. Minimum fees weren't great. We've managed to restructure quite a few deals. We've got Bello, right back, WONDERKID, inherited him. Jesus is a lad I signed. Ajan Buznaki, he's alright, powerful centre back. Daniel, inherited him. He's a WONDERKID, already hit the club. So I've got all these strikers and forward players though that can play everywhere. Daniel's more of an out and out striker though, but he's had some cracking games for me. Sindrick, obviously great little player. Walter Borgs, you've seen him, great little player though. Let's go right down. Matteo Torres, decent, looks like bloody Luis Suarez. Dusan Pitak, again, great player. Faith, you've seen him, haven't you? Turkish lad. Sani Berry, he was here, he's alright, squad filler for now, we'll see what happens with that. Fernando, now at Christmas I had two players, you're not going to see him, it don't matter, like a right winger and a left winger. One was German, one was Spanish. They were okay squad fillers. They had about 2 games between them as I got to the 1st of January. One was worth 15, one was worth about 18. They both had offers in. I thought, you've not played, so will I miss you? I got rid of them, went down into my youth team, and there's Fernando. I thought, 18 years old, got a bit of promise. He's come up to fill both of their positions. By 4 points at this point. Hendrik, top goal scorer, great players. We started fantastic. We've done really well. I mean, the first game, what? I'm thinking, this is easy. And we look at all the results, or look at the start we made. Beating great teams, Bilbao, Sevilla, Espanyol, drew with that, cracking game to be fair. Great bloody run. Battered Valencia 5-1. And then we got beat once off Real Sporting. Quickly, just so you can see. Well, I've still not even filled every slot. Champions League. I think I did better with Genoa. But we had some big teams and some decent performances. We started off beating Con, so I was happy with that. But then getting beat off PSG and Benfica, getting a bit worried. We were down near the bottom. Fenerbahce, we drew with Inter Milan. And then when it came up to United were top of the group at that stage. I beat them. Then it was Ajax. Ajax were top of the group at that stage. We beat them. And it was very, very close. And bloody missed out on the top 8. United were topped it. Look at that. Look at Chelsea. On to the Super Coppa, and we beat Madrid on penalties. Went to the final. That might be nice. First little trophy. No, we're not having it. No, we're getting beat 2-1 off Barcelona, but it's okay. It's a process. Back to the squad though, arranged by average rating. And yeah, it's a good little team. We've got players getting niggles. You can see Luis Silva there carrying a niggle. I must have changed it around. I don't think I've gone through like 3 games on the bounce with the same front 3. Sometimes I'm like, oh God, Hendrik's going to have to go out wide because Daniel's playing. Or, do you know what I mean? It's been they fluctuate. Now it's the 10th of March and we're coming back for this. This was absolutely bonkers, right? I'll be honest with you, I was sat on the couch, I kicked off the first half, and I wasn't paying it 100% attention. Because I had my little 2-year-old with me, I was trying to sort out Cocomelon or something for him on the telly. And I looked at the screen, I was like, oh my God. Whip my phone out, start recording the screen with my phone, sent it to Green, I'm like, mate, this is actually happening. And then I think as I'm sending it, City got back into it in the end, and we even had a goal disallowed from Hendrik. So it's now the 31st of March, and this is the league table. It's getting close. Look at this. It's competitive, isn't it? Oh, but you can see, look at that. I'd blame a bit on injuries and other games as well. But started to struggle a little bit, and from having a really good lead in the league, you've seen what's happened. We had to do the knockout stage first, play Southampton, who are a big team these days on my save, and got beat 3-2, but we came back and we beat them 3-1. Then the craziest game of ever. That and was it Genoa when I beat Dortmund 7-0? You just can't explain it. But that's fantastic because it's Manchester City as well. But we went to their place. I didn't beat team, it just went out there, but a lot of the lads are just completely switched off because City needed a miracle and they didn't have one. While I'm here, you can see my youth intake. Apparently it was good. I've signed all the good ones up, but it's this list I was interested in. Now you can, At the start of the season, at one point, I had 6 Wonder Kids. But if we go here, only 2 of them have made it onto here, Luis Silva and Fernando. But there's the winner, apparently. What I always do is, sometimes I forget, go through them all. I scout them all, but go through them all. It might take a bit of time. Go through every single one. And look, any of these foreign lads in mad countries like that, have they got a minimum fee of a couple of mil? It's now the 5th of May and we are top of the league at the moment, level on points with Barcelona. Real Madrid only a point behind us. It's a 3-horse race now. There's been a bit of a gap forming, but this save point I've come into because we drew with Roma at home. I was a little bit worried, but then went to Rome and beat them 2-0. Now, as you can see, I've played PSG here and we got beat 2-1. I was just about to play the second game. 1 game away, can we come back? What I do know is, though, we are out of the Copa del Rey. Yeah. Totally broke, oh yeah, Whiskins. I've got no money in the fucking bank at all. Spent every penny I could. Why not? While I could. Why not? Let's have some fun. Who cares if you're in the red? And these are all minimum fees. They're all off the Wonder Kid 50 list. Some of them aren't technically classed as Wonder Kids. We've got Jacob Reek. Zek, he's a Wonder Kid. Jens Jurgensen, actually he's a Wonder Kid. Jose Dominguez, oh he's a Wonder Kid. Edgardo Cabero, he's a Wonder Kid. I mean, maybe they all are. I'm sure one of them isn't. Marcos Gaete, he's a Wonder Kid. And Emmanuel, whatever his name is, he's not a Wonder Kid. But you might notice the faces, and I've currently got a catalogue together of 160. I've got different ethnic groups. I'm fleshing out some more of them. Greeno's helping me. Another friend of mine, Andy, who plays Agent Smiths, helping me too. And my plan is, for the release of FM24, I'm hoping to have a good 500. I know other people are doing it, but I'm going to create my own. And then I will make it available to my patrons. So we couldn't overcome PSG, but getting to a semi-final for me was fantastic, especially with some of the things that's going on with players' injuries and so on, and dips in form and all that jazz. But we got to a semi-final. Got to a semi-final with Genoa. Got to a semi-final with Atletico Madrid. But this team is going to be stacked. We've got so much young potential talent coming in. I might have to sell. I might get rid of Hendrick because of finances. I don't know, but I think we'd be all right without him, despite how many goals he scored this year. I'm just going to show you all the results so you can see how well we started. Done really well. Good chunks of good form. And as we go along, you can probably see, look at that bit there. Ooh, shocking, wasn't it? But we started to get our stuff together a bit at the end, especially in the league. But I've got 3 games left to play. But I felt like Barcelona at home make a more entertaining live com. And I mean, if I beat Barcelona, I've technically not won the league, but we'll play the live com. We'll see how that goes. And I've got 2 games to hopefully do it, because this is all I've got to try and win now, innit? And if we can pick up a title in my first year, it'll be fantastic. Let's look at this squad though quickly. Arranged by average rating, you can see the forms increased, players' average ratings increased. Hendrick's absolutely knackered. He's not going to be playing today, even though he scored 33 goals. I might start him, might bring him on. I'm not 100% sure yet, but they've been great, absolutely fantastic. There's no one I'm going to lose unless I want them to go. There's a couple of players, squaddy fillers I might get rid of. But welcome to Madrid. Now, I know we're rivals, but the rivalry's increased. I got a news thing the other day talking about how the rivalry's increased. This ain't my best team either. I've got injuries. I've got a few suspensions, or 1 suspension, a couple of fatigues. Have you seen who's still their manager though? How mad's that? But let's go. Honestly, quite a lot of people commented on my last video. At the time of filming, I haven't replied to any yet. I've been so busy making them faces. I'm going to try and get this made. Ooh. And get them replied to before this video comes out later today, hopefully. A lot of people want me to go to Chelsea, and I would have gone. Like I said, I applied for this job. It felt like forever. And then Chelsea came to me, went for the interview. That sounded really positive. But then Atletico interviewed me a couple of days later and just came straight to me with a job. So I was like, I'm getting the job. I'm going. Let's move. Let's do this. Ignore you for now. Got a Barcelona free kick. I mean, they beat me in the Super Cup final, and what a free kick. Well, it's not going to plan, is it? It's a good team, though. I mean, we're not the finished article, and I'm happy about that. We've been really good. Spent a lot of the year at top of the league. But it is what it is. I feel like this is what excites me. Getting to a big club at this stage in my career, not coming in to a big club and it's just all ready for you. I like coming in. I like the fact I've been able to restructure the staff, and I don't like the fact this first half's absolutely boring. They've got these stellar performances in them sometimes, But like I said, we're not the complete finished article. And that pass was absolutely shit. There's always next year. There's a referee going to help me out. Yay! We're back in it. We're back in it. Pretty turd first half, to be honest. I'll make some changes. So we've got Luis Silva on the right. I've put Hendrick up top. They should get 45 minutes out of them. And the big mean man himself, Lobo, the Argentinian, in the centre. Come on, lads. Let's pull it back. We can do it. I swear to God, it's been a ton of fun. Again, because I've been off work, I've just been able to really get stuck into it. I've been grafting my ass off, though, I'll be honest with you. Oh, come on, come on. Oh! So obviously in between games, when there's nothing happening, to obviously fly for a season, I'll holiday. And while I'm holidaying, I'm bringing up Photoshop. So I'm using my phone, the Wonder app, to create faces, getting faces from my friends as well, Greeno and Andy. And then I'm editing them. And then right, it's a game, get in, play a game, right, done. Anything going to be happening? No. Holiday to the next game, back into Photoshop. And yeah, created tons of faces. What I'm doing is, though, for my teams like this, whatever the shit regen faces it gives you, I try and model theirs on that so they look similar. And you've in Bellend, check your penalty review. Why? It is definitely a penalty. You don't need VAR for that. These referees are getting lazy. Can we WONDERKIDS save us? No. We need a miracle now. So we get beat here. Don't think Real Madrid are playing. If they win, we're going to drop down to third. I mean, end of the day, as long as I'm in the Champions League, I'm okay with that. I mean, it'd be great to win the league in my first year, but I still feel like it's a process. I feel like there's work to be done, and I want to work my way to achieve that. It was just, you know, last night I was sat there finishing it off in bed. I played the Paris game and I got beat the second leg with a wife. But before I played that, I was like, do you know what, love? I've got a chance here. She didn't care. But I was still talking to her. I was like, I've got a chance here winning the league and the Champions League in my first season. Like a good chance. And when your wife looks at you like, I don't give a shit. But yeah, Breckler, great player. Great, some good players. But I've got a lot of work to do. I've got my pad here ready. Can't wait to get to work. Decide who's going. Bring them kids in, the WONDERKIDS, and we're getting beat 3-0. And then see who I can get rid of. Yeah, this ain't got a plan, is it? We're peppered, we're tired. Guys aren't at the full best. They are a bit sketchy. There's times, right, we're in certain patches of form and we're going to go, oh my God. Yeah, patches of form of shitness. Look at me keeper, WONDERKID up out there. Fuck's sake. Normally good him. And I'm looking, are we still top of the league? But then Barcelona and Real Madrid have come stronger towards the end and we've got weaker. But again, like, it is a process. I'll be honest with you, the board love me. What was that ball, mate? What was that? The fans are 100% happy with me. They don't like my style of football. They want to play more direct. They don't think I do set pieces enough. They've got a million things. Ooh, there you go, my little WONDERKID. No, referee, come on. Hey, Luis Silva. 2 games left. Probably need help from others. But it could still happen. Next day, Real Madrid got beat off Espanyol. So that helps. Let's go forward a little bit more. That's obviously today. And then we're going to have the last game of the season against Cadiz, who are down there as well. So we've got a good chance of picking up 6 points. So we're coming into injury time. It's not great. We were winning at one point, but we were getting beat. Caught back into it. They equalised, so we drew. But Real Madrid were getting beat. Obviously, we had a game in hand in Barcelona. Could have gone level on points into that last game. So we need Espanyol to win the derby. I mean, they're a decent side, but they've got to beat Barcelona at home. I can't see that happening. We've got to beat Cadiz. I'm just going to pause it here with 10 minutes to go. This is a cracking game. Got a bit shit towards the end. I made a few changes though. We're winning 4-2. We're level on points with Barcelona. Unfortunately, the league is sorting rules is games against each other. A drew with Barca, and of course you just see me get battered off Barca. Espanyol, in these next 10 minutes, needs to score a goal. If Espanyol can score a goal, we'll win the league because our goal difference kicks the shit out of Barca's, and Barcelona have just scored. I think it's over. Well, there you go. We did our job in the last game. Bottled it, I suppose. But injuries, I mean, the 2 best players started this game. Were knackered. No excuse. But it gives me something to aim for. We're empty-handed this season. Hopefully I don't get sacked for that, because there could be a chance, possibly, even though the board like me. So that is a look at the final league table. Maybe next year, but I mean, I'm going up against Barca, powerhouse. We've had the same manager for 20 years or something crazy. I just want to say thank you for watching. Hopefully you're going to stick with it, because this could be the last club of the series, but what a club. And we've got targets to achieve, and I can't wait to build this team, hopefully, into a team that can not only win La Liga, but win that Champions League. I really want to win one on this series. Really, really do. So if you enjoyed it, make sure you do all the good stuff. You know what that is by now. Stay happy, stay safe, and make sure you watch the end. It's dramatic.
Mr. Wolf.
Hello, Mr. Greeno.
I have a new passenger. I want you to make sure this one reaches his final destination, unlike the last one. But this is a first-class advanced ticket. You understand me?
Of course, I understand. The last job, I will admit, did not fully go to plan. This time, my little friend, Bella the Bazooka, will make sure the passenger doesn't leave the train. The job will be completed, I can assure you. Send me the details, and I will get right to it, Mr. Green.
Good.
God, he irritates me. I hope someday somebody calls me and take him